P serious, you down?
You down, baby? Whatever, baby.
I'ma massage you. I know you gotta be down with it.
Let's get to this.
I said I don't wanna let it
Hey,
go
yo, what's
this
up?
far.
So it's your boy, F.A.C.E Productions. I'm sorry. Focus Authority Creating Excellence. So I was up in Milwaukee, stopping at one of my favorite places, the Upper Yard. It's a Jamaican spot. Today I indulged in some oxtails, cabbage, and rice and beans. Shit is delicious, man. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to say, for the ones that know, thank y'all for tuning in, man, supporting me, and always checking on my channel to see if there's any new updates or whatever. So I was in Milwaukee, like I said, and the reason being is because I wanted to stop at this restaurant and get me something to eat. So I haven't actually been back and forth on the south side dealing with these ladies, but I don't know, something, I got inspired today to say, let me just dip on the south side while I wait on this order. And I ran into this young lady, and we did an interview. But I guess the reason for me talking to you all right now is because I just want to know if y'all appreciate the content. If you do, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe. It means the world to me if you follow the channel, because I feel like these girls don't really have a voice. I know they're on the street, they're hustling, they're involved in drugs, they're involved in transactions and sex deals and so forth and so on, but sometimes we have to understand other people's plight. Like, we don't know what reasons and decisions they made to enter the life that they entered into, but we're not here to judge, man. So all I'm saying is, here's another interview from a young lady I met today. And again, if y'all appreciate the content, y'all want to see me do more of it, because I've been really working like a Hebrew, so it's sort of difficult to get back and forth to the south side and have that time to do this. But if I see that there's an appreciation and you guys really care about the content, I will definitely make that effort to find the days that I have off to head toward the south side and see if I can interview some of these ladies about their stories or whatnot. But again, I just want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And here's another young lady we met, and this is her story. So yeah, talk to y'all in a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, what's up? This F.A.C.E Productions, Focus Authority Creating Excellence again. I'm here with another gorgeous woman that I met who's willing to tell me about, life on the street and how she maintains daily or whatever. If you don't mind telling them your name, sister.
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old are you, Rebecca?
I'm 38.
38?
Yep.
Okay. Now, are you, have you been out here for a while, like on the hustling scene or whatever?
I would say about 5 years. Okay. 5 years. On and off.
So about 33 this started or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first time I had ever done a transaction like that for money with having to do with sex.
Yeah. So is it like a drug addiction thing that made you figure like, well, let me hustle this way?
Yes. Yep. I had a job, and it just got to the place where I was slowly but surely, just going down, and so I ended up just one day not going back to work, and I tried to maintain other ways, but it just seemed like the fastest, most popular way to do it. Yeah.
Way to catch some dollars and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say on like a good day, how much money do you think you can bring home in a good day?
I would say, like, if I'm not on the strip, I would probably say maybe a good $350 to $400.
Okay, 300-400.
Yeah.
And so would that contain like being out here for some number of hours, or is that just like a couple of hours?
That would be just in and out of the scene. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
sometimes depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm going through, I can, make a couple transactions, then, kind of sit down for a little bit, and then, or I can sit out here for a couple, like 2 to 3 hours and make, a nice little bankroll
Right.
before I sit down for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So are you from here?
No, I'm from Florida. Well, I was raised in Florida. I was born in Texas, raised in Florida,
Okay.
and I got here in 2010 to Milwaukee.
Okay. So did you come with like family or just on your own?
I came here with my 3 older children. Yeah.
Okay. I see. So how are your children today? Are they still in your life, or you?
They are.
Because I know sometimes that becomes difficult to, with managing a family, and there's not like a stable finance coming in. And I heard a lot of women who say they've hit the strip because they needed to take care of family.
Yeah. My 3 older kids, they're doing good. I have another 4 children that are just kind of, they're struggling.
Okay.
They just, I've been in and out of their lives, and it's a struggle because I want to be with them, but as time goes by, the longer I'm away from them, the more they depart from me, and it gets harder to come back and try to settle down and say, okay, I'm gonna do this and be a mom, because they're growing and they're already used to a certain way. When I'm not there, they have to fend for themselves, so they find a way, and then I come in and try to change things around, and it's just not gonna happen.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking to me.
I get that. Yeah, as it would be any mom, you know what I mean? I definitely understand that. When you have a period away from your kids and they're used to a certain thing, and then it's not, I guess, that way anymore.
Yeah.
I guess that makes things a little more trying.
Yeah, and then they're saying, well, mom, you're gonna end up leaving again anyway. So the hope of trying to see mom back and get, reunited again as a family gets lower, gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
So how often would you say you keep in touch with them though?
Right now it's just so hard. I just can't see. I can't bear to see their faces. It's like,
I get that.
and them asking me, Mom, when are you coming home? And I'm just like,
You don't really have the answers.
I want to be there, and it's like, when I'm there, it's like, they're just not. So much has happened that it's not. It's so much to come back from, and I get so overwhelmed, and it just makes me want to not deal with it.
I get it.
So it's easier to just
have a blind eye.
Yeah, but then it's like, it's a vicious cycle.
Wow, my words exactly. I was gonna say that. Yeah, like a vicious cycle. So what do you think that it's more so the drugs that has a hold on you versus just quick money? It probably started out like for the money.
I think, you know what, it started off with the drugs, and it was only done for that purpose, right? Yeah. So then my mom was a very hardworking person, so growing up, watching her, care for her kids and doing everything came from her, the sweat of her forehead. So I mean, I know what it's like to roll up your sleeves and work. I'd rather I know this is not the ideal job, and it's not the most best thing to do, but I would rather go do that, sell, respectfully make a transaction, do that, than go into a store and steal things and make things that are not mine and try to make. I get that.
No, I get that.
But to answer your question, I've had times where I'm sober, where I'm not using, and it does become a little bit of a question in my mind, like, should I just go and make a quick few dollars, make it fast money. But then I always think in the back of my mind, like, I'm gonna want to use because I'm gonna feel so dirty, and it's just that's where it came. That's where it streamed from doing drugs, and so I don't know if I could do it without doing drugs.
So what would be your drug of choice?
Crack cocaine.
Crack cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
No fentanyl.
I do like fentanyl, and I do it, but I really like crack cocaine. It's just what I always fall back to, even when I try to just say no, I'm not gonna do. I'll just do, fentanyl or heroin to kind of be down and not be so wired, and it just always ends up. I always end up doing the pipe.
I get it. So when was the last time you got high?
About an hour ago, maybe.
About an hour ago. Would you say you're still high now, or you're on a low, like?
No, I'm not high. No.
I get it. So is there any, like, males, love or counterparts in your life that you care for, that you still deal with?
No, actually, being in this field, I guess you would call it, has caused me to kind of shut the door on trying to be in a pure and good, solid relationship with a male, because it just because when being out here, I have to kind of numb myself so that I can get through doing it, to do it. 100%. And so when I just can't see myself going back and forth from, okay, I'm going to love on this man and I'm going to give him my all, and then come out in the streets and try to do, it just doesn't, I just can't do it. It's not, it's something that I've tried to do, and it's not, I can't do it.
So that just sounds like you have morals and values. That's what it sounds like. And it sounds like you can't cross the two between trying to love someone and at the same time using other people just for quick money, and feeling like the emotion is there for somebody that you really care for, knowing that this is something you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes total sense. This is the oldest profession in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So have no fear, well, not fear, but have no shame about what it is you do. If you do it, be the best at it. That's what I say. Now, I don't mean go out here and be the baddest hoe in the strip. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't put your head down for getting your money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do have a silver lining somewhere in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you see yourself doing in the next year, or the next 2 years? Like, have you thought about that?
Yes. I would like to be. I'm 38, and I would like to be by 40. I mean, even just in the next, I don't know, 2 to 3 months, I really just want to be back home, trying to be there for my kids. Whether, maybe I might have a moment where I fall and maybe, end up at a trap house and taking a hit or whatever. But I don't want it to be something that it's like it's okay to get somewhere. It's another thing to stay there, So I really do see myself rising from where I'm at today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now with my page, if people see this and they're like, wow, she's a beautiful woman and I wish I could help her, is there a way that maybe we can still keep in touch with you and let you know that, or show you that there are people on the other side of this job that still society cares and people do want to help? They do reach out and want to help, but they want to know that help is being utilized and not just taken advantage of.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I live in the city. I mean, my mom took over my apartment, and she stays with my kids, and so that's really where I go to, as a safe haven. If while I'm doing my own thing, I really don't go there because I don't want, to bring. Yeah, I don't want to bring. But then it's energy. But it's really hard. So yeah, I mean, my name's Rebecca. I'm in the south side of Milwaukee.
Okay. Well, no, I don't want to keep taking up much more of your time, Rebecca. You've been so kind and so nice to open up your life to us.
Mm-hmm.
And just be honest. That means so much more. And I believe as long as you're being honest with yourself, you know that this is not who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know that at the end of the day, you have a beautiful family that cares for you and you care for them. And this is your road to get yourself to a normacy where, you know, y'all can do the normal family things and you don't have to break away because of an addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I've dealt with a lot of ladies and I see that happen. And right now I'm actually doing interviews about girls who found their way out and they're sober and they're clean.
Okay.
And I think that's motivating to some
Yeah.
of these other women to see that.
It is.
You know?
It definitely is. When I see somebody who has been clean and stayed clean, who got clean and stayed clean, it really gets me thinking for the next 2 to 3 days. I'm thinking about that person. Like, wow, maybe I can do it. Why don't I try? Like, what's stopping me? What if she did it? Maybe I can do it too.
Right. I'm pretty confident that you can. I've seen it in the worst of people, and I've seen you don't look like you're battered and bruised to a point where you can't return to your normal self outside of the drug use. Right?
Yeah, thank you.
And that shows. After a while, you see it on people like, oh my God, they don't. You can't even look them in the eyes no more because they just totally strip themselves away from society.
Yeah.
You know
and I see it all the time. I see it in women and men, and it's just, you know, I'm in the house, you know, in the trap house, and I'm, you know, dealing with them, partying with them, whatever, and I can just see that, and I'm like, wow. In the back of my mind, I feel sad, and I'm like, I can get there too. There's no. I'm not a special case where I can, you know, so I know that there's a moment in time where it's going to be like, you must make a decision.
That moment, to be honest, is now, right? And it doesn't mean like point blank now, but the decision to just tell yourself, I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely changing. I'm going to get high today. I'm going to get high tomorrow. I'm going to get my money next week, but I'm definitely changing.
Yeah.
You have to be straight up with yourself. Like, the biggest manager of yourself is yourself. There's no one else that's going to come along and change you to do nothing. The biggest manager is going to always be you.
Yeah.
So just know that if you want to be on the winning team and always be a person that can fight the fight and be the stronger person within your own, you know, your own self, it's definitely going to be you.
Yeah.
Just know that. You know, maybe I was sent here to tell you that. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not gonna take no more of your time. If you don't mind looking to the camera and just say, like and subscribe to F.A.C.E Productions, I'd really appreciate that.
Okay. Like and subscribe to
F.A.C.E Productions.
F.A.C.E Productions.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good day.
Peace serious, you down?
You down, baby? Whatever, baby.
I'ma massage you. I know you gotta be down with it.
Let's get to this.
I said I don't wanna let it go this far. It's okay, I'm not gonna let you break my heart. I said I didn't wanna let it go this far. It's okay, I'm not gonna let you break my heart.
I met this girl while on the bus.